as well. Now that was the all about the industry analysis. Now we would be moving towards the pre-scene analysis. So here is the covered statement. This is generally I had already told you, so I don't need to get into the details of that statement. So here Pixelwiz is a quoted company. We have already studied the pre-scene ones, although we did not do the analysis. So I would not be reading line by line. Here we would be talking about the points that need the analysis and further discussion. Like if you are a quoted company, so then this information help you to understand that the reporting requirements are stringent for the quoting company. Shareholder pressure, finances could be raised from the capital market, improved reputation because of IFRS compliance. And another thing is that when you are a quoted company, you got a wider range of the stakeholders. So stakeholder management becomes an important issue there. Now create a company that create sell the video game. Pixel will generate revenue streams from its game in several different ways. So different market segments, different product lines. So that's how they are creating their revenues. Different ways mean that different games and then the different markets. You are a junior manager in Pixelways finance function. You report directly to the board and advise on social projects and strategic matters. So keep in mind that BOD members are not expert in finance and other areas. That's what I have explained to you earlier, that while you would be writing your answer, you should not just jump to the recommendation solution or to the direct conclusion. You should actually explain the whole thing and you should get the board of director through the whole journey and then to take them to the final decision or recommendation. That is important. BOD doesn't need to know the operational and trivial issues, therefore your role requires strategic level advice. Then Pixelways is based in Westland, a developed country that has an active and well-regulated stock exchange. Westland's currency is W dollar, right? So there the companies follow the IFRS. So when a country is a developed country, we could safely assume that people are educated and have purchasing power to afford the video games. Internet must be available to major portion of the population, but that's about the Westland. So we need to keep in mind that our games are not just played in the Westland, Eastland, Northland, or Southland. Our games are for the global market. So we need to concerned about the availability of the internet in the wider the wider perspective. Well regulated stock exchange means that companies have to follow the stringent regulations. Now, the video gaming industry, this is the knowledge now about the industry. Now, you know that from your industry analysis, whatever you have gained the knowledge from there, that is going to help you to have a better understanding of this, the area of your pre-scene now. So video games take many different forms. They comprise interactive software that enable players to view and control the graphic image, right? Globally, there are approximately 2,500 companies employing approximately 70,000 people in the development of the video games. These figures do not include the many companies that support the creation and sale of video games through the manufacture and sale of hardware and provision of operating system and other software that support gameplay. Now the gameplay, we use that terminology there in while we were discussing the gamification and the serious game. So gameplay is like you would be creating a virtual world. So from this information, we got that there seems to be an oligopolistic competition. Lot of companies operating dependence on one on other participants create and deliver the dependence on the other participants to create and deliver the games to the player, generating the employment and contributing to the economy. This is from the that again IR's perspective, integrated reporting perspective. Concept of stakeholder identification and management to be revised. So we have been told like that we got a lot, a lot, a huge number of the participants there in the ecosystem. So those are all stakeholders. So we need to have the understanding that how we could identify and manage the stakeholders. Game developers generate revenue of approximately 170 billion in 2020 with the projected revenue of 120 billion in 2021. So growing market which must be attracting the new entrants. That is, you should have the understanding that a market, when a market is growing, it would always be attracting the new entrants, but we should have also the understanding that whether the entry into this market is easy or difficult. Then we will see that that portals, that five forces model, you could apply that and you could then determine that on the basis of the kind of the specialized knowledge you need to have, and the power of the customers power is low. The buy the supplier, who are your suppliers? The suppliers, we have been told that a large amount of the companies operating in this area, in this industry. So we have the understanding that the suppliers are, it is not only the single supplier or few suppliers, there is a large number of the suppliers, so their power is also low, right? So that tells about the competitive rivalry. So that the competitive rivalry would be high, but at the same time, we have been told that that the collaboration between the among all the participants is important to ensure the delivery of the successful service to the players. So Pixelways needs to introduce new games in order to capture its part of the market growth. Now the market is growing, so in order to capture the growth, your company will also have to introduce the new games. Now this is the ecosystem. Again, we got the game developers. You are here, right? Pixelways is here. Game publishers, websites through the which you had seen that that value analysis we while we were studying that slide, you have seen that what is the role of these game publishers, game related hardware, those hardware devices, game related softwares. There are these are the hardcore developers here. Some patches that developed certain part, you will see, and you are pre-seeing that in further pages, that you will see that there are certain the part of the game which you just to take off the shelf, you don't develop them. So retailers and the online stores, game streaming services, the games could be through the cloud computing, through the websites. Consumers, now the players, other platforms, that is the advertisers, VCRs, etc. So gaming industry ecosystem, we have got to know that there is a large number of the players. They are operating and they are like competing with each other from this basically comes from the management level of the SEMA. I think we have seen studied here in your strategic management book or not. Here that tells about the competition. There are two parameter: orchestration and complexity. Yes, your industry is complex. Specialized knowledge is required. That there are a lot of we have been told that there's a lot of work involved while developing the game, and still there is a lot of uncertainty that whether your game would be successful or not. So it's a complex business environment, and orchestration means that that there is there any a organized kind of organized kind of interaction among the all the players. No, we don't have the organized kind of interactions among the players, market players. You would see and you are pre-seeing that the console, even console manufacturers, they are producing they are manufacturing or they are developing the game. So that is creating a kind of a turbulent environment. So here from the given information, your industry falls somewhere here. Hornet's nest, fragmented competition. There is no formal orchestration. among the players and the environment is complex. So you are following here your gaming industry. Now, a cloud gaming ecosystem, because we have been told that cloud is basically an emerging thing, and the revenue, most of the revenue is coming from the games which are being which are cloud based actually. So cloud based there are then the cloud computing, basically cloud service providers are Amazon, Microsoft, Google Cloud, IBM Cloud, Alibaba. GPU provided, you could forget about it. Then the cloud gaming, PlayStation, now Google. So these are the name of the cloud gamings, right? So these are the streaming companies which help uh, uh, to play the games. Stream. Obviously, there needs to be a there has to be a channel which you would be streaming the games from the here from the cloud service provider to the customers. So access platforms, those are the same like console and mobiles, and the game developers and publishers. Um, Here are the companies which are actually developing and publishing the game. So this is a kind of, you don't need to have a very deep understanding, but generally you should know that basically cloud computing means that your processing power would be provided by these companies. Here the benefit is that even the user or the player, they do not have a very powerful computer uh, or the very powerful device, still they could play the game if the internet connectivity is good. Now the video game revenues, from this slide you would see that the revenue is basically increasing quickly. Revenues are growing from the 2012 to 2021. The revenue has reached from 60 to almost 180 billion, which is kind of a threefold increase in the revenues. So, which factors are fueling the growth? That needs to be seen. That the one of the most important factor is the access of the internet to the players, basically because of the development in these 3G and 4G technology, and because of the availability of the mobile phones to everyone. That is actually probably one of the reason that the people have started to play the games more and more, and that is then resulting into the increased revenue growth of Pixelways is matching the revenue growth. That needs to be seen, that your revenue is also like increasing with the same pace or not, right? So it is estimated that there are 2.7 billion video gamers worldwide, of whom 55% are male. The average age of the gamers is 34 years, with a wide dispersion of the player. Actually, the idea is that the all the people coming from the all age brackets, they play the game. So that's why there's a dispersion. So the average age of the gamer is 34. So that means that someone with the age of 70 or 65 years, they are playing the game, and someone with the age of 5 6 years, they are also playing the game. So a large customer base, buyer power is low. That we know that when the buyers are fragmented, large number of the buyers, so their power is low. Ratio of both the genders playing the game is almost the same. Wider dispersion mean wider range of customer expectation. When we got such a the diverse kind of the players, so all segments of the players, they do have the different expectation from the game. So maybe someone with the age like 50 years or 45 years or 55 years, they might be interested more into the these serious games or puzzle like the games which create a challenge, mental challenge. Whereas for a player who is in an age bracket of maybe 15 20 years, they might be interested more into the enjoyability, like the playability of the game. Now, video gamer by age, again that information, like a um, large segment of your players fall in the age of 18 to 35. So demographics are one of the major value driver. You need to understand the expectation, the requirement of the each segment of each age segment, right? So that from that the pestle analysis, when we talk about the political, economic, and all that, that basically help you to understand what kind of the environment is there, general environment, and what are basically the requirement the people do have, um, like doing more into the getting more into the the analysis of the society and the preferences of the customers in the different societies. You would be in a better position to serve their requirement. But the one thing that create a limitation is that your games are actually not specific for any one region. You create a game and then that game is basically published across the globe, so you kind of you comply with the is some international standard or some average standards. So it is not possible to meet the requirement of each region. So a large number of players concentrates in the age bracket of 18 to 35. Games are developed in the accordance to the requirement of specific age group, though players play all games irrespective of the age group. Again, the game, video game revenue by device type. Here we have been shown that the smartphone devices are actually generating the highest revenue. Video gaming has existed in one form or another for decades, but the industry has changed constantly in response to the development in the hardware used to run gaming software. So developments in the hardware are the drivers of change. What is actually driving the change in the video game industry? So the development of the hardware devices. But because of the emergence of this cloud computing, now the hard advancement in the hardware development would not be actually be carrying that importance to bring the changes in the gaming industry. You know that now with the even with the equipment or a device having a low processing capability, you could play the game. But traditionally, these hardwares development in the hardwares, Xbox, box, PS4, and blah blah. You know that these all handheld devices, console, those were actually the driving the changes in the gaming industry. So a close collaboration required between Pixelways and hardware manufacturer companies, and Pixelways might acquire a hardware manufacturing company in order to diversify or to to ensure that their hardware development and software development remains compatible, and they could further their reach in the market, or they could increase the reach in the market with the development of some specialized kind of the hardware. So a large number of hardware devices, Pixelways needs to develop games compatible with all types of devices if you want to remain in the market and to capture the market, all segments of the market. Emergence of the new devices such as AR, VR require specific types of games. Pixelways to ensure the availability of required skill to develop game for these new emerging devices for AR, VR especially. You need to ensure, because we know that having a specialized kind of the workforce in gaming industry is kind of an advantage, and this is actually a challenge as well, because you know that the technologies are emerging so quickly. So you need to have the people with the right type of the skills to keep a pace with those developments. Acquisition and retention of the right type of the human resources is a challenge here.